Rob Manfred has spoken. Here's the big thing for you.
It's so absurd.
Real quick, the first two series, not games, the first two series of the Major League Baseball season have now been wiped out. Canceled, gone. They're not going to be made
You
up.
want to start with the absurdity, or do you not understand
I don't know what
it?
was absurd about it.
Okay,
feel free.
they won't make up games because of interleague play.
No, he was blaming interleague play.
It's too complicated to make up games.
Yeah.
Do you want to stand by that, or do you want to call him out
I'd have to understand why that is. I don't know why that is.
It's bull. You know what? He's lying to you. They don't want to play the games. They don't want to pay the players. So, again, I'll give you a chance to rip him. Do you want to admit that that's absurd, or do you want me to take it
I don't know why it is or isn't.
It's absurd, Craig.
Yeah, but why? Just saying it doesn't make it so. I'm asking, why is that absurd?
What he's saying is, look, we have one interleague series all the time. Yeah. The logistics of making it up are just too hard.
Are they? I don't know.
Push the season back a few days. Use off days to make up games.
Okay.
It's not impossible. That's line number one. Number two, do you want to apologize now, or do you want to wait on the minimum salary BS that you fed all of us?
The minimum salary went up $700,000 bucks.
The largest percentage increase in the history of baseball.
That's right.
That's not true.
30-some-odd%.
Okay. Well, then what about 1980 when it went up 42.9%, or 1985 when it went up 50%, or 1990 when it went up 47%? What I would advise you is don't just read the BS the owners tell you. Look it up yourself. It's wrong. So apologize to the audience.
I'm not apologizing to anybody. They went up to $700,000.
The sixth largest increase of the 9 CBAs they've negotiated.
Great.
So you said something on the radio.
Yeah, it's not about me. It's about your thoughts of the commissioner.
You said it. I want you to apologize.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
apologizing.
Okay, you said something incorrect. I corrected you. That's number two.
Go ahead.
Number
I'm not
three.
The commissioner.
Do you remember?
I didn't cancel
but
baseball.
you're just doing his bidding.
No,
so when you say something on the radio, jackass over here, me, is going to correct you. It's the sixth largest increase in the history of the minimum salary. That's a fact.
Baseball.
No, but you went on the radio and lied to the audience.
No, I did not.
Or you were misinformed. Which one?
No, well, I didn't lie to anybody.
It's okay. You didn't do it on purpose. You just read the BS they told you. That's number two. Number three. I put the fans first.
Yes, you got to care about the fans here. That's
Did you believe that? Did that make you laugh?
That really made me feel like he really does care about us.
Okay.
I feel like the commissioner does care.
Number four.
Yeah.
The players deserve a lot of blame in this, too. No doubt. Why did it take you 42 days to make your first offer, Mr. Commissioner? Why are you improving CBT by only 5% when there's a revenue increase in terms of the playoff money coming in from ESPN and TBS, and you're negotiating with Peacock? You're not giving the same thing that you're getting. Was this good faith negotiations in your mind based on those numbers?
Listen, yeah.
Were they?
Yeah.
The sixth largest minimum salary increase in the history of the 9 CBAs they've negotiated?
It seems like they're doing pretty good.
It's the sixth largest of 9. You said it was the largest.
Okay, you got to go back to that again. I'll do the research on it. So
no, I have the research. It's right here.
So if that makes you have to be right on that.
No.
I'm not the commissioner.
I'm mad that you pushed it.
By the way, the players only asked for 7.25.
I agree.
So they're at 700.
They could have asked for 800.
That's clearly not an issue. So you got to move off that one.
Yeah,
that didn't stop a deal from getting done.
The CBT increase. Clearly is not enough.
The John Heyman question, the 5% over 3 years.
Especially with the infusion of cash Major League Baseball is facing. And then Rob Manfred actually had the gall to say in front of us, it's been tough times lately.
It has.
What about the TV deals, Craig?
Yeah, that's new money coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't that fit with your new CBA you're negotiating?
Well, I mean, if you're the owners and you say, listen, we lost I'm making up numbers, $3.4 billion.
Clearly you're making up numbers. You made up numbers about the minimum.
Again, you can hold on to that's not why a deal didn't get done.
No, I'm not blaming that on the deal.
A deal didn't get done
I'm
for a lot of other
reasons. You for so confidently telling me it's actually the largest increase. And then when I had to fact check you because I knew you were wrong.
I will look that up during the break, and if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong.
But I'm not the commissioner.
No, you just speak for the commissioner.
No, I don't.
Get him on the show then.
I'm not putting him on the show right now. He's down in Florida.
Why not? He's afraid?
He just spoke.
Yeah. How'd that go?
I think it went pretty good.
Yeah, it went great. If you saw that speech and thought it went well, that's going to be exactly what happens at the State of the Union tonight. The Democrats are going to think he's FDR, and the Republicans are going to think he's a schmuck. By the way, it's somewhere in the middle.
So let me ask you a question. What are you blaming the players for? Nothing?
Oh, I do blame the players.
For what?
They should have countered.
No,
they
beyond that.
needed to make a counter offer.
Specific. You blame the players for nothing other than they should have responded.
I think they should have
no responsibility.
I'll tell you right now.
To you,
I think they should have dealt more with the salary minimum tax. I think they needed to make that happen because here's why.
So the players said no to that.
Hold on. Here's why the players are hypocritical.
The floor we're talking about, right? I'm asking the floor.
Yeah.
So the owners said $100 million floor.
Okay.
They came down on the top, made it 180. Players dismissed the floor out of hand.
I'm going to tell you genuinely why I'm going to rip the players now.
Good. I want to hear this.
You can't bitch and file grievances, and they have, against teams for not spending the revenue-sharing money, and then not when given an opportunity, at least negotiate where they have to spend that money. If you ever got the owners to agree to a salary minimum, then the Tampa Bay Rays can't pocket that money. The Miami Marlins can't pocket that money.
Right.
That's a missed opportunity. You can't claim you care about competitive balance, which I do think is BS.
Right.
I think the players are completely disingenuous when they tell you they care about competitive balance. They don't. They care about getting paid more. Okay? That's what they care about. That's why they look at the CBT and say make it as high as possible, and who cares about a salary floor? That's not competitive balance. So where I really don't understand the players, and I think they're completely disingenuous, is if you really believe in competitive balance, get Tony Clark on. I'll ask him. Negotiate a floor. Then don't complain when a small market team doesn't spend the revenue sharing money. Force them to.
So here's where you can apologize to me now.
Go ahead.
It was the largest increase in dollar amount.
And I quickly said I'm talking percentages.
I'm not talking percentages.
Well, no, but
if I didn't say percentages,
you didn't listen to me, that's fine.
Fair enough.
Okay.
It was the largest raised in baseball history.
Yes.
In value.
100%.
Okay.
I would have
so
never
that's
argued
what I
with
was
me
saying.
on that. I quickly said we're talking about
so
percentages.
I may not have heard you say percentage. So I'll take that.
All right.
But it is the single largest in dollar amount.
Yes, in percentages.
Not even close.
In percentages, which actually matter, it's the 6th largest of the 9 CBAs they've negotiated.
So we're back to I'm not wrong, you're not wrong.
No, you're wrong.
And you can apologize. If I misheard you say percentage, I'll take that out.
Here's where I'll apologize.
But it is the single largest dollar amount raise in the history of the sport.
Here's where I'll apologize.
So thank you.
I'm going to apologize.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
You get nothing for this.
Apparently my reading points are accurate.
Yeah, but you said it when I clarified.
I didn't say percentage. You said percentage.
Big Mac? I'll
give you
$50 to play that tape right now and make him look like a jackass.
No, you said.
If I said percentage, I meant value.
You said total number. He corrected you on the percentage, and then you still insisted, no, the percentage.
Okay,
too.
so I'll take the loss on the word percentage, but I'll take the win on the dollar
Here's
value.
my apology.
Go ahead.
I am so pissed off. So pissed off at this commissioner. I believe he's the most incompetent commissioner we have seen in sports since Kennesaw Mountain Landis, okay? And I apologize that sometimes when I look into your eyes, I see him. And so sometimes my yelling at you. No, I do. I genuinely apologize because I'm not really mad at you.
I don't get
but
fine.
sometimes I
It's
look
all
at
good.
you and I see his face.
Yeah.
I mean this deep in my soul. I think he is the worst commissioner for this sport we have ever seen since that. I don't want to get into it, but Kennesaw Mountain Landis was a problem. Okay.
Got it.
I think he is so bad. I think he is so reckless. I think he is damaging my favorite sport at such a brutal pace that sometimes when I look at you, I see him. And I apologize.
You have to
and
apologize to me.
beg you, I beg you,
To what?
get his ass on this radio show.
Listen, I'll ask him.
And tell him. We can be honest. My partner thinks you are the worst commissioner the sport world has ever seen.
No problem. I'll be thrilled to go on that show. Yeah, no problem.
And by the way, and you can tell him this.
Yes.
I'm not the only one.
By the way, I just want to be clear. It's not like I'm at his house every night.
I understand.
It's like he comes over for the holidays.
I understand.
Am I friendly with him? Yes. Do I like him? Yes. I don't deny any of that. I think your characterizations are beyond the scope of what's accurate, but you're entitled to feel that way.
It's my opinion.
So feel that way.
I think he's an incompetent commissioner.
I think that's
who
aggressive.
routinely
I think that's very
BS's
aggressive.
all of us as fans. And I could not understand. I give you credit. When he claimed he cares the most about the fans, I don't know how he kept a straight face.
Yeah, well, he just gave the players the single largest value increase in the history of the sport.
No
one else did that.
In what?
Single largest increase in the history of the sport.
Don't die on this hill. It was the 6th largest percentage.
Value.
I know, but
percentages are irrelevant.
No,
what's it
they're
worth?
not.
Sure it is.
No, they're not.
Do you want $1 million, or do you want 40% of $100,000?
I don't
what do you
really,
want?
I have no caring of what the minimum salary is for Major League Baseball players. I don't care. I really don't.
Fans do. Fans care. because I'm just seeing this. Not that this is everything. It will take me 15 years to make $700.
No, we're not Major League Baseball players. I'm not making
Fans
that money.
do care about that. When there's a lockout, when players say we're not doing this and that.
But you know what? Here's why. Because we can't comprehend that money. Just like we can't comprehend the money the owners are making.
Sure,
like
of course
all
not.
of this money is so out of whack in our mind. That's the problem. And so, yeah, would I be thrilled at that minimum salary? Yes, it'd be amazing. Morning show Craig wouldn't like it. It would be a major decrease.
For what, $700,000? When I was doing mornings, I would not be happy. Yeah, players are not getting paid, so you can start doing that math if you want. So you're talking, I guess, 6 games now, right? 2 series. What were the first 2 series for the Mets and Yankees? You bring up the schedule?
Yeah, I already know it off the top of my head. The Yankees were in Texas, and then they were in Houston.
3-3 or 3-4?
3-3. The New York Yankees will not play a game against the Houston Astros in Houston this year. That's done, according to the commissioner, because they're not making up these games.
So 6 games, that's 6 games. So just to give you real-life numbers here, Max Scherzer, who's not yet pitched for the Mets, he loses $1.2 million.
Right.
That money he'll never make up.
That's his total?
Gonzo.
Yeah.
Well, because it's about $200,000 a game.
So it's 3 games in Texas, 3 games against Houston.
That's for the
Congratulations.
Yankees.
If they make up the season now, you've got 6 more home games than road games. As far as the Mets are concerned, 3 games against the Washington Nationals and 2 games against the Atlanta Braves.
So they only miss 5 games.
They miss 5.
So he loses $1 million.
By the way, that's another dandy to the brilliance of Rob Manfred with these making up of the games. So now the Mets will play an uneven amount of games potentially as a division rival.
They will play, because it's a 2-game series, huh?
Yeah, but they can't make up
play
games.
17?
They can't make up a game against the Nationals.
No, you can't
and
do that.
if they
no
cancel, that's not true.
There's no available dates.
Of course there is.
Players treat those off days like gold.
He's lying
Players
to
hate
us.
makeup days.
Trust me, they'll play it if it means they get paid. He's lying to us because they don't want to pay the players for 162. I get it. They have a vendetta.
Well, no, if
They're
they
fighting.
play 162, they want to pay the players. Yeah.
That's my point. That's why they won't make up the games. I don't care about the players and care about the owners. It's us.
Yeah.
Like if you bought tickets to that game, too bad. I mean, you'll get your money back, but too bad. You were going to get 5 less home games at Citi Field, and that's just the start of it. If they cancel the second series of the year, the Mets will have lost 7 games against the Nationals. 7 of the 19 games against one of the worst teams in the National League East, poof, it's gone. You don't play those games.
Good for the Yankees.
They will not be made up. As far as the Yankees are concerned, their first home series is against the Boston Red Sox. So those games disappear. So if they continue this, 3 games against the Red Sox, 4 games against the Blue Jays, poof, they're gone.
Well, I guess what they've done is they've now extended it. You have to extend this 6 days at a time now, right?
I think they're going to do it by week, yeah.
I guess, yeah. So we're going to go week at a time. So when you wake up next Tuesday, if there's no deal in place, you lose 2 more series. I guess that's how it's going to go.
Unless you believe they can make a deal quick and they'll
I don't think
negotiate
so.
to make up these games, which I doubt they will at this
Doesn't
point.
seem like it. Like, how are they getting a deal done quick? They couldn't get a deal done in person for 9 days, right?
No, they're not getting a deal done quick.
They're
I'm just
not.
hypothetically, if they got
Maybe
a deal
no
done
baseball
quick.
this year. All right.
I don't think it'll get to that extreme, but I think we're missing baseball for a month or 2.
Which is really perfect for me.
Are you going to get really into the net playoff run?
No, I'm not.
How about the Rangers playoff run?
Oh, I might become a Ranger fan.
I thought you hate hockey.
What happened?
I thought you hate hockey.
I never said I hated hockey.
You don't like
I don't like talking about hockey. Yes, I don't hate the sport. I have great admiration for the sport. And since I'm going to be going to the Garden a lot more now, because there's nothing else going on in April, May, or June, call me a hockey fan.
So you're going to be into the Ranger run?
No, definitely not. No, I did predict it, but I'm not going to be into it, no. And the Islanders, Jesus Christmas.
Forget the Islanders.
Yeah, I know. Letting us down over there.
Rangers and Nets are going to be the only teams in the playoffs. I don't know how long it's going to last.
This is why I'm pissed at the Knicks today, because the baseball lockout just reinforces how bad the Knicks are. The Knicks could have had us all to themselves for 3 months, but instead, they stink. And I'm really upset about that, Evan.
No,
I have to say.
Get over it. They're terrible.
People tell me I shouldn't accept your apology. No, that's not nice. He apologized.
What, did I look at you and see Rob Manfred?
Yeah, you were very mean to me, yelling at me.
Well,
yeah. You have really turned off a lot of people.
You sometimes provoke me. What can I say?
Wow. Hey, Evan, 41% in 1981 is dog do. So you die on that hill, buddy.
What does that mean?
They're going back to you're yelling at me about the increase. Percentage versus value. 2 different things. Percentage is one thing.
I'm talking
Total
about
dollars is something else.
Right.
So I'm just saying, 41% of nothing is nothing.
No. In 1980, it went from 21,000 to 30,000. That's a 42.9% increase. Like, so I don't know what they're talking about. There was a 42% increase.
They're saying leave percentages out. It's irrelevant. But that's what we discussed, so you can't.
That's what we talked about.
Craig, your partner's an effing wacko.
I am a wacko.
Evan, you're being ridiculously emotional. Evan, I love the show, but stop, please.
I could do this too. Jeffrey Lichtenstein.
God, oh, no, he doesn't like me.
Craig is useless.
He doesn't like me. But that guy's never liked me, Jeffrey Lichten douche. That guy has never said a nice word about me, so he doesn't care. He doesn't count. Excuse me. He doesn't count. Here is, I don't know, Pete's in Babylon on the Fan. Pete, what's up, kiddo?
What's going on, fellas? Listen, first off, I just want to say something before I make my point.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be an inaugural caller on the Evan and Rob Manfred show. Thank you.
You're funny.
Very excited. I'm very excited.
We're very
Listen,
popular.
Evan, I don't understand. Evan, I do not understand why you're not getting the cancellation of games as a negotiating tactic. Rob Manfred can't. He has to cancel the games because if he comes out and says, we're going to make them up, the players have no motivation.
No. I get that. But
done.
here's my question to you, and I totally understand the negotiation tactic of it. Will they make it up? Like, will they try to make up the games like they did in 1990? Or if somehow they miraculously settled in 3 days, are they going to say, too bad?
Of course not, because you have to make the players know that if they do stuff like this, they're not going to get paid. It's a negotiating tactic. He has to cancel the games because what motivation in the future will players have? And they'll say, hey, guys, let's just hold out for another 2 weeks.
I get that, but that just shows you he doesn't put the fans first. That's BS. Because it's not putting the fans first or competitive balance first to just look at the first 3 games, chop it off, and say we're going to make no attempt to make it up. We're going to have an uneven amount of games played. We're going to have games against this team not played. Like, that just shows that you aren't taking the fans serious nor the competitive interest of the game serious.
Yeah, you do have to cancel the games or else the players aren't negotiating with you. Like, that has to be a real threat.
I understand that.
You can't make fake threats. Like, yesterday was a fake threat.
Oh, they can't make fake threats.
You can't.
That's what it was.
Well, it turned out yesterday, we're extending because we think it's going well. You can't make a fake threat. You do have to cancel
Rob Manfred lied by saying it's Interleague Play's fault, right?
Here's the deal, though.
Why didn't you just say that then?
Listen, I'd have to ask. I don't understand
Craig,
that.
he went on in front of a microphone and said, I can't make up games because of Interleague Play.
I heard him. I'd have to find out why they say that. I have no idea why
I told you the reasoning. The scheduling conflicts of making up the games. That's their reasoning.
Okay,
I just
so
don't
that
buy
might be
it.
real. Right?
It's real. You can make games up.
Yeah, but it's hard when it's a town you're never in otherwise.
In 1990,
and you got to make up
games.
3 games usually, not 1 game. Like, I would imagine, is it doable? Of course it's doable.
Common off day doubleheader. You just made up 2 games.
Yeah, but you got to play 3, though. How are you making up 3?
I just made up 2 of them,
but you have 3.
I get it. You can also use the Monday after the season ends, which they've done many times to make up
and then you're
games.
going to complain if you have to make up a game in Houston, you're the Mets, and you're in L.A., they're going to bitch about flying to Houston.
If they complain and the players refuse, I'll rip the players. I'll say, hey, they're not trying to play the games. I'm sure they're going to want to play the games because of the money they're losing from not.
Just because you say today, not you, I mean the commissioner, we're not making those games up, listen, that doesn't mean you can't put that back on the table if they come back to negotiate. Hey, listen, we'll come down on the CBT. We want to make sure that you make the games up and the guys get paid. All of a sudden, making games up magically gets put back on the table. They're negotiating still. That's all this was today.
So it's not interleague play, Craig?
They're negotiating. No, I do think there's probably, if you ask a traveling secretary about the headache of rescheduling, my goodness, that's a pain in the ass.
I'm not saying it's not a pain in the ass.
Of course it's doable.
You could also push.
We have a man on the moon right now.
Exactly. You could push a season back a week. It's not ideal, but you could.
Marcus Stroman just called Rob Manfred a man clown. Well, you want to talk. It's probably racist, too.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of players on Twitter.
Boy. It's getting ugly now.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of players on Twitter taking shots at Rob Manfred coming up.
Cody Decker does ask a good question.
What's that?
Like, you're all there physically. I respect. All right, you canceled the first 2 series. Okay, we accept that it's happening, right? We don't like it, but that's what's going on. Why does that preclude you from continuing to talk?
Totally agree. They should be talking.
Okay, we're canceling the first 2 series. We're still going to talk.
They should be talking.
Yeah, that's on both sides.
I'm annoyed that the players left. Honestly, like, what made today a dead end. If Rob Manfred, and you want to take his word on this, I'm going to take the leap of faith. We never said last and final offer. What would have stopped Tony Clark and the players from saying, let's just keep negotiating? They've been doing it for 9 days. They did it for 16 hours yesterday. Keep working those numbers. Now, I don't know the moment where those numbers are good enough for them, the moment where the CBT is enough, the moment where the pre-arb pool's enough. I have no idea. But keep negotiating.
I agree
Don't go
with that.
away for a few days.
I mean, you can make the announcement and you can continue to negotiate and figure things out. Clint Frazier has now commented.
What'd he say?
He goes, looks like all those teachers who said I'd be working at McDonald's were right.
That's pretty
time to get a job. That's a good one.
That's not bad.
You got to give him credit for that. Right? He can't play baseball anymore, but you got to give him credit for that.
What do you mean? He's on the Cubs.
Yeah, right. So's Marcus Stroman. All right.
Wow.
I'm sure they're thrilled to be reunited. So there you go. All right, listen. So now you got to find something to do the first week of April. I know what I'm doing March 31st. Well, I got to start limbering up, Evan. Like I said, I may not allow you to come to that game.
I don't think I want to.
You might be too much of a wet
I'm not in the mood.
That game. Well, you're not in the mood today, but it's a month away, right?
You know what I may want to do?
It's 30 days away. You'll get in the mood.
You know what I think I may want to do?
Warm up the chicken wing.
If John and Susan say no, I think I may want to broadcast the game.
You want to be the play-by-play guy?
I think I may enjoy that.
Okay.
Because I play baseball every Sunday. Let you guys enjoy it. Let me mock you when you drop a pop-up and fall on your derriere.
That's certainly going to happen.
I think I'm game for the broadcast, and I got to bring in a special color
Yes,
analyst.
you do.
Who should I bring in?
Cody Decker.
Cody Decker.
No, I'm going to have Cody playing the game, I think. Yeah. Well, you can pick anyone you want.
Who do you hate? That would be really
I don't hate anyone.
good to do analysis with.
Bring in anybody you want.
Like someone that would just bother you. You don't hate them, but it would bother you.
Have Giannotti do it.
He's got to play.
He's not playing.
He's not playing?
I don't think he's playing. I mean, if he wants to play, of course he's playing. But my gut is that he doesn't like sports.
No, I think he likes
sports.
I
I'm not talking sports, like playing sports.
You're the one who doesn't like sports.
You don't even like sports, Carton. All right, maybe I don't. So real quick, let me just get through this one thing. Jay is in Brooklyn. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, you guys were having a discussion before about value versus percentage.
Yeah.
Not to bring politics into it, but you remember how there was this guy that lost the race for president? He said he got the most votes for a Republican candidate in history.
Yeah, but it's apples. It's such a bad comparison, Jay. You're better than that. Be better next time.
More people voted is his point. But
yeah, it's not presidential elections are decided.
Look.
Our argument is that I did not know I said the word percentage. I was wrong. When it comes to percentage, I was right when it comes to the dollar value of the deal.
Yes.
And
so
that's it.
Tell me if we could find this common ground.
Go ahead.
Because there are people on Twitter that are arguing this.
People on Twitter, I just made it clear. When I said percentage, I was wrong. I meant to say if I misspoke, I eat it. The value of the deal is the highest.
No, we've accepted that you're wrong.
Okay.
Here's my question. Wouldn't you agree, and if not, explain where I'm wrong here.
Please do, sir.
That the percentages are the best way to look at an increase because we're looking at such different figures from 40 years ago, where an increase of 50% is only $50,000 or $10,000, like the fairest way to look at increases.
I can't agree to that.
Okay, tell me why.
Because when you're talking about, I guess in 1981, if you own from 20 grand to 30 grand, or whatever the number was, right?
Right.
Or you're 40%, so 20 to 28. Okay, 20 to 28. They just raised it more than what most people make in a year. So I recognize it's not the highest percentage.
Look at it
the
that way.
The value amount's significant.
Yeah, but bro, the money in baseball is so crazy. We accept that.
Right.
None of us can relate to it. I'll give you a more recent example. In 2003, not that long ago, they increased the minimum salary from $200K to $300K. That's a 50% increase.
Yes.
But yet it's less than the increase that they just offered, but it's really significantly more.
Which is why value's more important than percentage.
Really?
Sure.
You still think that?
Would you rather have a $130,000 raise or a $100,000 raise?
It's from $200 to $300 as compared from $535.
But still, what's net in your pocket? I'm giving you more than the other
I
deal.
just disagree with you, man.
All right, so when you negotiate your salary, do you want a percentage raise or a value raise?
We're talking about a completely different situation. It's like the CBT. Let's use that. John Heyman said, it was a great question, hey, you're only increasing the CBT by 5%.
Right, 210 to 220.
Now, that's $10 million. So in your mind, that's a lot. What are you talking about?
It's not, but that's not for an individual. So it's not a lot. When I'm talking about an individual, single person, individual, and I'd rather make 130 grand more than 100 grand more. Me personally, I'm one guy.
You are talking about an individual.
Yes.
Because when you talk about the CBT, who makes that money? Who makes less than that amount of money that would cause you to go over the CBT? Like, you're
But
talking about guys
it's a 27-man roster. It's collective.
I understand, but usually the guy you bring in that puts you over that number.
So let's just agree to this. I'll take $130. You take $100. We're all
No,
good.
I didn't
You
agree
got
to
the
that.
higher percentage raise. I
I'm
got more
just
money.
saying, if we're looking at increases,
Then
I
we're
think
good.
we've got to look at the percentages, not the raw numbers. It doesn't show you how much it truly is in comparison to other
Well, I think
CBA
what I do think it shows.
What's that?
It shows that the disparity back then of what came into the coffers and what the players got was embarrassingly low.
Oh, no doubt.
Embarrassingly low.
No doubt.
So for 2, 3, 4 decades, owners were taking it hand over fist.
No question.
And only now the players getting a fairer percentage of it. Yeah. So we can agree that I win. 877-337-6666. Carton and Roberts on the Fan. Everybody okay? You guys all right?
We're not okay.
Yeah, we're not okay.
You guys seem like someone stole your puppies.
Because
It's like,
we
come
lost
on.
baseball season.
Nah, it'll be fine. Trust me. I got lots of plans for us on this show coming April. Lots of fun stuff. I can't wait to get started. And if we had baseball, we couldn't do those things.
I agree, Stephen Donnelly. I don't know why Craig Carton is dying on this percentage hill.
Because
no
I'd
sense.
rather have the value. I just gave you the example. Do you want $100,000 or $130,000? The $100,000 represents a 50% raise. $130,000 is more money. I'll take the more money. And we're putting that to bed. I can't talk about it anymore. You knuckleheads. Quick break. Your calls.